From WDTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News Now.
All right, welcome in everybody. We are moving fast this morning. We're kicking things off with some breaking news from Hollywood today. Listen to this. Netflix says it is buying film giant Warner Brothers. Check that out. This includes all of the company's film and TV studios along with HBO Max and HBO. It's a purchase of $82.7 billion with a B dollars. So Netflix says they do plan on maintaining Warner Brothers' current operations, so maybe that means not too many changes there in your streaming service. They believe this combination will offer more choice and greater value for its consumers, strengthening the entertainment industry, which we know is very important. All right, that was your breaking news. Moving on now. Thanks for joining us for 2 News Now. I'm Alexis Bellamy. Today is Friday. December 5th. On this fabulous Friday, I'll call it, even though this frigid, fabulous Friday, I'm joined by 2 News anchor Caleb Michael. Caleb, back again.
Hello, Alexis. Great to be here. TGIF. We made it to the end of the week.
Agreed.
Yeah, quite the week it has been, though. We're going to get over to Jamie here for a look at our forecast. We had the snow at the beginning of the week, Jamie, and then it just got frigid outside. It's been a little bit of a journey so far.
It has, yes. And today we just have these clouds, as you can see here in Trotwood. They are stubborn. They're not moving at all. I'm not happy about it. I thought they would clear out a little bit earlier, but I don't think it's going to happen until maybe later in the day. So we're dealing with overcast conditions for the next several hours. We don't have much wind, so that's good because it is pretty cold out there. That flag is sitting pretty still. The snow has melted somewhat. We still have it on the grassy areas and elevated surfaces. So yesterday's high temperature was only 28. The low yesterday was 12 degrees, and that happened right around midnight before we switched over into Friday. And then this morning, as those low clouds started moving in, our temperatures started rising. So the 12 happened yesterday, and today's low will be more like mid-teens for the area. Right now, we're sitting at 25 in Dayton, Troy, Fairborn, Springfield's 26, and it's 24 up in Minster and Union City. So the cloud deck is really preventing temperatures from rising much. And you could see up across those northern counties, possibly a little clearing up that way, but pretty stubborn here across the southern half of the Miami Valley. We'll see highs up right around 30 this afternoon. We'll take a look at your forecast for tonight and the upcoming weekend in just a bit.
You know, Jamie, I'm trying to take a different approach when I see these freezing temperatures because when the 60s and the 70s roll around, I want to be able to appreciate them for all that they offer.
When it's like 45 coming up, and you're going to be like, see, this is fantastic.
It's brisk outside. It feels fantastic.
Yeah, I won't have to wait long. Perfect. Thanks, Jamie. Okay. Moving along to your top stories this morning. We're following up with Dayton police after a car chase ended with a pedestrian being hit and a SWAT standoff. It happened yesterday afternoon around 2:20. A DPD officer saw a suspicious car around Guthrie and River Roads. The car turned out to be stolen, and then a person in it shot at that officer. The shooting triggered a chase, which ended in police and SWAT standing off in Gettysburg. One person was taken into custody at that time. Police later arrived at a home on 3rd Street and Anna Avenue, but police are not saying if these two incidents are connected. So there are a lot of moving elements to this story. We're working to learn more. Stay with us both on air and online for the very latest.
We also have new dash camera video showing a suspect stealing a locked police car. You got to take a look at this. You can see that man walking a hoodie up to the Middletown police cruiser and kind of looks around, surveys, and he crawls through a window and takes off in the police cruiser. Now, police say they were responding to a stabbing on Bonita Drive when this happened. They found a victim who'd been stabbed more than 30 times. That person was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Police put out an alert for the suspect in that stolen cruiser. He was later found just a couple hours later in Kentucky and was taken into custody.
That's crazy to me.
Not something you see every day. Pretty bold to
very bold.
Steal
That's
a police
the word.
cruiser. Yeah.
But then what do you do with your stolen police cruiser, I guess?
Not much because he was apprehended not too long after that.
Thank goodness. All righty. And the trial continues for Antoine Benson. He's one of the men accused of shooting and killing 12-year-old Isabella Carlos in Dayton. This happened last August. More witnesses were called by the prosecution for day 4 of that trial. The prosecution presented surveillance videos and pictures from the night before Carlos's death, showing video with 2 figures walking down a street with guns. That's what you can see here on your screen right now. Benson's cousin said that when looking at still frame of the footage, he was able to identify Benson as one of those people. Good update there.
We're also working to learn how a person died as a van overturned at an Amazon facility in Vandalia. This crash happened in the parking lot on Lightner Road about 7 on Thursday morning. Now, the vehicles were involved. We're now working to learn more about the victim and how exactly that crash happened.
And a 17-year-old has been identified as the suspect responsible for a string of car fires in one Dayton neighborhood. You may remember this story. It's just very unusual, I guess, to hear. These fires happened late November in the area of Bridge Street and Lexington Avenue. Court documents show the teen is pleading not guilty to 2 counts of arson. You can see some of the leftover aftermath of that arson right here. Some of those cars look like they were just melted. The teen's next court appearance is scheduled for next Friday. And we are moving on to our react to that question of the morning. End of the year, final month, the music has come out. I want to know, so what were you guys listening to this year? Were you guys listening to Apple Music? Were you on Spotify? What is your listening age, your top album, your song? I'm so curious. All right, Caleb, let's hear it.
What is my top artist?
Yeah.
Take a guess.
I know.
Yes.
It was Drake.
It's Drake. It has been for I think
Jamie
the last
nodded.
I think
Yeah.
for the last 3 or 4 years it has
It's been
been.
Drake? Did you have a top album?
It was the Party Next Door and Drake album.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
very on brand for you. I can
So
believe that entirely.
yes, I'm not. And then what my top 5 artists were, a couple of them were like I think one was Kirk Franklin.
Okay.
A couple got worship music stuff. I listen to that playlist a lot. But yeah, Drake is usually a resounding one.
Okay.
And your number one is?
My number one was Cardi B.
Oh.
Her album just dropped. It's amazing. I'm so excited. She's supposed to be coming here next year.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. But anyways, we want to hear from you guys. That's me and Caleb's top picks, our artists. Scan that QR code. Let's hear from you guys.
I think
Get
we
in
want
on
to hear more about you
conversation.
and Cardi B.
I will talk about it. I'm not afraid. All right, we are moving on. 11:06 now. We are looking ahead to the weekend, you guys. Here's what's coming up. Sports Director Joey DiBerdino is here to preview a big game for Ohio State today. Joey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Caleb and Alexis. How you guys doing?
Good. What is going on?
Well, it is exactly what you said. It is a big game. It's a Big Ten championship for Ohio State, and it, kind of all comes down to this really at this stage of the season for them. They finally are back in the Big Ten championship game for the first time since 2020, and the reason it's been so long is because they've been unable to beat that team up north, and they finally did it over Thanksgiving weekend. Beating the Wolverines in sounding fashion, completely keeping them out of the end zone. They beat them 27-9. So Ryan Day finally gets that Wolverines Michigan monkey off his back, and Ohio State back in the Big Ten championship now to face number 2 Indiana. So it's a matchup of the number 1 team and the number 2 team in the country. It's the number 1 and number 2 defenses. And this is actually the first time the Big Ten championship game will feature 2 undefeated teams. So likely, Indiana and Ohio State will, still have their first round playoff bye for the college football playoffs. Probably they shouldn't be punished for, playing in the Big Ten championship by the selection committee, but certainly something to keep an eye on for whoever comes out of this game as the winner or loser. But certainly, all eyes point to Ohio State probably as the favorite in this one. But this should be their first, true test outside of, maybe Texas and then just because it's a rival game, Michigan this year. So they've had a pretty easy schedule. So now they get a chance to go try to bring a Big Ten title home for the first time since 2020.
Yeah, we're all hoping for a good game. Hopefully, of course, hoping the Bucks come out on top. Looking at the high school level, though, Joey, we have a local team competing still at this point in the season tonight, or this weekend, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's right. It's on Saturday as well. So it's championship Saturday throughout. St. Henry, our lone team, area team in the still standing. They're going to be playing Jeromesville Hillsdale in Canton Saturday morning at 10:30. St. Henry back in the state championship game for the first time since 2006. They were a powerhouse team back in the mid-'90s and early 2000s. They've won 6 state titles. They all came in that span, but they have not been back since. So really cool moment and story for this Redskins group. The coach was on the 2006 state championship team. There were a lot of people in the community that their sons, nephews, cousins, what have you, are now on this team that were from that 2006 team or teams past. So it just continues to add to just their historic run and how special it is. And of course, you can't, talk about St. Henry without mentioning how they got here. And they knocked off, arguably one of the greatest Ohio dynasties in high school football, beating Marion Local back in the regional final. handing Marion Local their first loss since 2020. They were the longest active win streak in the country. So that's how St. Henry got here. Obviously, they had a big state semifinal win as well after taking down Marion Local. But now they look to close it out and bring home that state championship trophy to St. Henry for the first time since 2006. So an exciting opportunity for them this weekend as well.
All right, we're pulling for St. Henry and, of course, pulling for the Bucks as well. Thanks, Joey, for the update, and we'll see what happens this weekend.
Thanks, Joey.
Yeah, that's right. No problem. And you can't forget about Miami, too, during the MAC championship game. Shout out to the Redhawks.
All right.
All right, well, new leadership is in place for Baker Benji's. Patrick Parrin is taking over as the baker on Troy Street in Old North Dayton and is giving it a new name. Listen to this. Baker Benji's will now be known as Five Frenchies, Old North Dayton Bakery. Okay, so a little bit about Parrin. Patrick graduated from Sinclair's culinary program back in 2021, then earned his pastry and baking degree in 2023. Now, this change of hands comes after the former owner, Benjamin Stuckey, was arrested for sex crimes against children. Now, Stuckey faced 8 felony counts for pandering sexually oriented matter involving a minor. We know that he did accept a plea deal, and 4 of those counts were dropped. His next court appearance is scheduled for January 5th.
Governor DeWine has vetoed a House bill that would have extended the hours that 14 and 15-year-olds could have worked. House Bill 50 would have allowed those age groups, 14 and 15, to work from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The governor said he believed it was unwise to let the teens work such late hours on school nights. The Republican lawmaker said behind the bill said it would help small businesses, though, and encourage teens to learn work skills earlier. But the governor said current child labor laws are sufficient to balance the importance of teens learning, also with the importance of leaving them time to study as well.
And we are going to take a quick break. When we get back, we have another longer look at weather. How long is it going to be this cold? And the giving season is here. We're going to hear about how a local supply drive is making a difference right here in the Miami Valley. Don't go away.
2 News Now, brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, I'm Dan, the owner of Universal Windows Direct of Dayton. This is Bowie. He's been sniffing out the coolest winter deals for you. For a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Get $250 off for patio doors and entry doors, $1,500 off for roofing, and $2,000 off for siding. Plus this week, 24 months interest-free financing for all products. Keep the cold out and the savings in. Give us a call now.
Universal Windows Direct.
Welcome back, everyone. We are continuing with the famous countdown. We are counting down to the 2026 Winter Olympics. And we're just 63 days away from that torch being lit in Milan right now. We're showing you the downtown Milan camera right now. Take a look at our host city around 5:14. Sun's going down. Very beautiful. We know that from February 6, 2026, the world's best athletes will be competing at the Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games. That torch will stay lit until February 22nd, and we may have a couple of months until the games begin, but when they do, always remember, you can watch them right here on WDTN.
Well, tonight the City Academy is going to celebrate the holidays with the mayor's tree lighting. It's from 6 to 8 at Lincoln Park Commons. Children can visit with Santa and Mrs. Claus and leave them a postcard in the special mailbox. And also, if you're there, you might see a familiar face. Storm Team 2 meteorologist Jamie Drossik's going to be there to MC the event. Jamie, this isn't the first time you've done this, if I'm not mistaken.
No, this is probably the 18th time. I don't know. It's been a long time. Yeah, I grew up there, so I'm always doing stuff like that.
I feel like this and Holiday at Home are those probably the two events you do the most.
Yeah,
it looks beautiful. It looks like a lot of fun.
It is. It's gorgeous. There's like miles and miles of lights throughout Lincoln Park, and they all go on at the same time. There's There's a horse-drawn carriage ride that's free. The children's choir sings, so free entertainment. Just bundle up and come on out.
So you see them bundled
Heavy
up
on
there.
The bundle up
Don't need to do that
point.
again tonight.
Heavy.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to be very cold standing out there tonight, but thankfully it does look like it's going to be dry. Sometimes we've done it in the rain, but not this year. Here's a look at the Troy Stouter Center time lapse. Like I said, we had quite a bit of cloud cover, but up here in the northern part of the Miami Valley, we've seen some breaks occurring, so that is a positive sign. It's just taken a little bit longer than originally thought. So for the rest of today, right now it's 25 and cloudy. We'll see those clouds gradually decrease through the afternoon. It'll be cold with highs near 30, and it does look dry for all the evening events. The official forecast for the tree lighting, that's my little guy and his two buddies. I think that was last year. Or the year before, I think. So it's going to be 27 degrees out there. We'll see increasing clouds by that time after a little bit of clearing, and it's going to be dry and cold. So it's 6 to 8. The tree officially gets lit at 6:30. So if you want to wait until that time, you don't want to stand out in the cold so long, you can do that. Here's a look at our temperature trend over the next 10 days. We have been in the blue for a long stretch, and it does not look to change. So our normal high is 45 degrees. We're below that today. Through the weekend, Monday's real cold with a high of just 26. Wednesday looks like it may be the warmest day as we hit up to 39 degrees, but we do have the potential for some rain that day, believe it or not. And then after that system comes through, temperatures start to tank again, and by that following weekend, we'll only see highs in the 20s. Here's a satellite radar loop. You can see those stubborn clouds across much of our area, but we do have high pressure nearby, so that's keeping things nice and dry. Here's Future Track showing the clouds around this morning, gradually breaking up as we head through the drive home at 5 o'clock, and overnight clouds fill right back in. Tomorrow we'll actually have the chance of a few flurries in the area, so you may see a few snowflakes falling, but it's not going to be anything that really sticks or accumulates. Then tomorrow night we expect dry conditions, lots of clouds, and then we get into Sunday, and that's when we will have a better chance of some actual snow showers as a clipper system works our way. We could see some light accumulation. Things may get a little slick, so stay tuned to the forecast as we head through the weekend. Today we're up to 30. It's looking mostly cloudy to eventually partly sunny, just still cold. Overnight we'll drop back into the mid-20s with lots of clouds building back in. And tomorrow we'll have cloudy conditions with a few flurries possible and a high near 34 degrees. On Sunday, we'll have that better chance of some actual snow showers. And then Monday and Tuesday look dry, but Monday's frigid. We're going to start off near 12 and the high is just 26. And then by Wednesday, some rain will be mixing in as we hit those upper 30s.
Jamie, you said my key word there, my wow word, frigid. And that's all I can think of and feel still when I look at the 12 and the 18.
I know.
And anything else that
But the high
starts
is
with a 1.
in the 30s.
Yeah. Well, Caleb says anything below 20, it doesn't matter because it's just
Yeah,
all cold.
it's all going to be cold.
So
oh my gosh.
that's what we got.
Bundle
Looking
up.
forward to it,
Yeah.
I guess. Thanks, Jamie.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you need some money, and who doesn't, to be
If
honest.
you need some money.
Yeah. If you need some coin, please listen to this, because guess what? There was no lucky winner in the Powerball jackpot last night. The prize has now grown to $820 million with a cash prize of $383 million. That's still significant. I'm not turning my nose up at that. Now, the largest amount won in Wednesday's drawing was $2 million, and that ticket was sold over in Kentucky. The next drawing is scheduled for Saturday night at 11. Go and get your tickets, guys.
Can I be honest?
Sure.
when the lottery is going on and it gets this big, this is when I have to be a little bit of a hater. I just hope nobody wins because I didn't get to go get a ticket. So now that I'm gonna
Okay,
get
so
a
are
ticket,
you really going to move forward and do this now?
and get a ticket?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, I look forward to splitting
Listen,
that.
you can't win if you don't play.
Yep. So play for the both of us. Looking forward to splitting that. Like what? 200 million for me.
Okay. So speaking of winning, the most anticipated event in all sports is coming back next year. The FIFA Men's World Cup is going to be hosted by the United States, Canada, Mexico here in North America. The draw is happening in 40 minutes in D.C. at noon today. Whew. 42 out of the 48 teams have already secured their spot in the tournament. Those teams will be drawn into 12 groups of 4. The World Cup kicks off here in North America next June. We got the Winter Olympics and we got the World Cup next summer. Of course, we got the Summer Olympics in 28 in LA. So
lots to
the
look forward
world's
to.
eyes are going to be on us very, very soon.
Very soon. All right, we are looking ahead now. Listen to this. It's the holiday season. We all know that, which means it's also the season of giving. We can't forget about that part. And the folks over at the Financial Achievement Services are making sure that they have launched their annual supply drive, and they're making sure that people right here in the Miami Valley can stay in and continue to be in the giving spirit. So this morning, we're joined by the president of FAS, Philip Perrin is here this morning. Good morning, Philip. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So we want to talk a little bit about this year's drive. What is the focus and what organization did you guys pick?
Yeah, focus is just giving back and being involved with the community. We meet at FES and we want to pick an organization that does good things in our community. And this year, the recipient is Grace Resurrection Community Center there in Greenville. So they do great things in our community and they help a lot of families. So it's exciting for us to give back to them and be a small part of what they do.
It's awesome to hear what you guys are doing. I'm curious, how are people able to support you on this endeavor? How are you able to gather supplies to give to them?
Yeah, people can, through December, we have our office open 8:30 to 5, and they can just drop off the donations. We'll look at those and inventory everything at the end of the month, and we're going to do a matching contribution to that. So.
Awesome.
We'll deliver that to the organization there in January. So it's exciting and it's an honor to be able to do that every year.
What is this year's goal as far as donations and what they look like? Is there a magic number you guys would like to hit?
Not really, just as much as we can do. So we're excited for people to just drop things off and be involved.
Perfect.
If there was one thing you wanted to tell people who were considering donating, what do you think that would be?
Consider the personal care items. That's just something that the families in need can't buy with the food stamps and the government funding things. So personal care items is going to be a big thing this year, along with the non-perishable items.
Perfect. All right, FAS President Philip Perry, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, you've guessed it, we've got your react to that responses and what's coming up in Living Dayton. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back, everyone. Getting straight to those React to That responses for this morning. We want to know what your year in music looked like for 2025. Caleb shared his, I shared mine. I think mine was a little bit better than his response, but we want to hear from you guys, okay? So check out some of these responses. This is from Danny. Okay, so he was the top 0.01% of listeners for All Time Low.
Okay.
Listen, I've never heard of them. Give me something new to listen to, maybe. All right. And Mike says 0.1% of listeners for Jesse Howard.
Okay.
Okay. Lane says their top artists include Tyler, the Creator, and Kendrick Lamar for this year. Okay. That was a
Hosier's
variety.
number one? All
yeah.
right.
Okay, I like seeing a variety of responses. I like knowing what other people are listening to. So we are going to look ahead to the day, what is coming up in a living Dayton this morning. Grace is here to tell us about who's in the kitchen. Grace, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, so Twisted Greek is going to be in the kitchen. He's going to be using some of his retail items to make some easy recipes. And love Greek food. Love Steven. So I'm super excited for this one. I can't wait for that one.
And we have something to do outdoors if you're someone like me who just loves the feel of the holiday spirit.
Yeah, I know Caleb's going to like this, the Burr months.
Yeah,
We're
Burr
in the
months.
last,
Yes, we are.
the last month of the Burr month. So we're going to be talking about Clifton Mill, their legendary lights display. It's a must to this holiday season. We're going to talk about what's new this year. So I'm super excited to have them on and see what's new.
You know, Grace, I am curious, though.
Where I got Burr months from?
No. I want to know what your top artist is this year. And if you're Apple Music or Spotify.
I'm a Spotify girly.
Oh.
And then my top artist was Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Are you a Swiftie?
Yes.
What was your listening
I wouldn't have
age?
expected that.
My listening age was 28.
Okay.
So close.
Yeah.
Close.
Okay.
But I listen to a lot of music, so
I don't think I would have put you as a Taylor Swift fan. Like
really.
What would you have pegged her then as?
Not in a bad way. I just I
Okay,
didn't
so what
expect
did she
that.
give then? Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears?
Ariana Grande was my
No.
second.
Okay.
I can see that.
I
Okay.
agree with that,
Okay,
actually.
Is that because of Wicked or like Ariana?
I've been Ariana Grande since like Nickelodeon.
But
Like,
you
when she
are a
was, like-
Wicked.
Okay.
You are a Wicked.
Oh, yeah, through and
Okay,
through.
just making
Yeah.
sure. So it's only Caleb that just doesn't get into
Caleb.
it.
I saw part one. It was too long.
But it's good.
And he
never said it
refuses
wasn't.
to see part two.
So you gotta. Okay, well, if you saw part one, you have to see.
And you know
part
what? His
two.
top artist was Drake. So his
It was.
music choice.
Do you know
is
that
already-
Drake is the most? I think he's the most consistently number one for people in the
The
world.
weekend. The weekend was in my top 5. He was 3.
The Weeknd is up
No,
there.
I
too.
will be honest. Drake was in my top 5. It was Cardi B, Drake.
He's
and-
in a lot of people's top 5.
Yeah,
He's the
he
GOAT.
was.
Those
All
were
right.
good ones.
If there's no Drake fans, I'm gone.
Okay, well, now you guys know how Caleb felt. But thank you all for joining us on this fabulous Friday. Learned a lot about you guys' music choice. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Stay warm.